So Arsenal 3, Manchester United 2, and it's disappointing. It's disappointing as a Manchester United fan because this is not good enough. It's not good enough because, I am a Manchester United fan, and Manchester United is supposed to be of the highest standard possible. Manchester United is a club that should be winning the Premier League every single year, should be winning the Champions League every single year. I know we are not in the Champions League, but we should be winning the Premier League. We should be winning the Champions League every year. But today, I'm sorry. I can't just say. I just can't take away anything from our game. I can't take away that. I don't want to hear anything about progress. I don't want to hear anything about process. I don't want to hear any of that. All I wanted to see was a win, and that's all I care about. I care about a win. And today, in the second half, we just faded away. We just faded away. Absolutely faded away. We did nothing. We just let them settle in the game. Yeah, in the second half, I thought in the last half an hour, we really just let Arsenal off the hook. We let them dominate, and you could always sense that a goal was coming. At 2-2, Martinez on that goal from the corner. I think he will score that goal anyway. But at 2-2, ever since that, Arsenal just dominated the whole game. Not the whole game, but for nearly half an hour, they just dominated the game. They dominated. We couldn't respond. We just let them. We just bend over and let them do. I don't want to speak very bad language, but we just bend over and just let them do it to us. We just bend over and let them do it. We bend over and let them do it. We just bend over. We bend over and we just give them all the freedom that they want. And it's no surprise that we have come out here with a loss, and we've come out with 0 points. I have to say, I'm not impressed at all. I'm not really impressed at all. I'm not going to say, as I've said, I don't want to hear anything about progress. The only thing I want to hear about is a win. I don't want to hear that we played well in the first half. I don't want to hear any of that. I just want to win, and it's disappointing. But that cannot make me not analyze the game. Look, in the first half, I think it was I wouldn't say an equal game, but Manchester United pushed and got the first goal, and then the equalizer. I think Wan-Bissaka should do better in the back post. But it's still disappointing, in a position where you're leading 1-0, you should be defending it out until halftime. And I think it would have been a different game if we would have defended 1-0. We would have defended that 1-0 lead up to halftime. And also in the second half, I think, we started well the second half. But when we reached the 60th minute, we just let Arsenal have the ball. And they were coming and they were knocking on the door and they went for it. They just threw the kitchen sink at it. And it's no surprise that they got the win. Now, was that third goal for Arsenal offside, which was the winning goal? I don't think it was offside. I think Zinchenko is onside. I think we are just clutching on straws by saying that goal is offside. But I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed by this defeat. I'm really disgusted. I'm really disgusted because, this is a win that should put you close to the title race. This is a win as Manchester United, which is so important. But it's not. We've lost the game. We've lost the game. And in the second half, I can't believe that in the second half, we just let these guys, in the last 30 minutes, we just let these guys, come at us the way they came at us. And what is the explanation of that? Well, I think we don't have a squad. We don't have a squad. We do not have a squad enough. And I said it yesterday, and I'll keep saying it. I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. We don't have a squad. We don't have a good enough squad to compete. And I said it yesterday. I said that this lack of a good squad will cost us this season. And I said that this Arsenal defeat will be the start of a major mental mess up. These guys will be messed up after this. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you that this Manchester United players today, after today, mentally they'll be messed up. Now, maybe many people might say that it has changed, but I just have a feeling. I just have a feeling that these guys will drop their heads after this defeat, and we'll see more and more results like this as the season goes by. And it's not, it's not the manager's fault. I don't think it's the manager's fault, even though the manager can do better speaking in press conferences, because the manager himself has said he has a good squad. But I think he should be speaking in public and saying that we do not have a good enough squad to compete for the major titles. I think if we would have had a good squad, we would have challenged this Arsenal for the Premier League title. But we don't have a good squad. We don't have enough quality players in that pitch, and it's gonna cost us some games this season. And this season could go tits up, as I said yesterday. But I just want to bring in some couple of players in here who have really looked disappointing today for Manchester United. And first of all, I'm going to bring in Anthony. I don't want to be unfair to the kid. I think he's a young kid, and I think he has a bright future. But over the last few games, from the start fairly, he scored a few goals in the start. But to be fair, over the last few games, Anthony, not even the last few games, for the whole game, even though he scored a goal in his first 3 games, I think Anthony is just a frustrating player. He is. Every time he's through, or every time he has a chance to sprint, he always does this silly skill called the ball roll. I don't even know that skill. There's this silly skill. He's basically rolling. It's the most pointless skill in world football, the ball roll. Every time he does it, and it just slows down attacks. And today he had a one-on-one situation. I think he would have had the pace and stopped doing those skills, he would have had a good chance one-on-one. But again, he's just trying to do some skills. I don't know if he's trying too hard or he's just trying to be flamboyant, but that's not good enough at this level. I think he needs to improve, or he might be considered a massive flop. He might be considered a massive flop because that's not good enough. He's not playing well. He's not impacting games. I look at Saka today for Arsenal, and he looked threatening the whole game. And Anthony has not been looking great. He does the ball roll every time. He slows down our attacks. And he's just not impacting the game. He's not impacting the game. And that was very disappointing from Anthony. And I think Wan-Bissaka for the large part of the game played well, but the equalizer, he should have done better on the back post. But apart from that, he played well. But he's still not a good enough player. We need a good squad. We need a good squad. And also another player who I didn't feel did much in the game was Weghorst. I mean, you can say that it's based on the circumstances that maybe the Manchester United creative players who are tasked with creating chances did not really create chances for this guy. But maybe you can say that. You can just say that this guy did not create enough chances for him. But also, we know that signing is not a quality signing. This signing cannot be compared to what the likes of other teams have, like the likes of Liverpool. Nunez misses chances, but he's still a better player than Weghorst. And who else? I think Man City have Haaland. Of course, we know that. But the point is, we need quality players. We need a better squad. And today is just an example. In the second half, we faded away because we don't have players who we can bring off the bench to try and impact the game and change the game. Because we in the second half, we just let Arsenal have the ball. We became a defensive side, and we let these guys have the ball, and it cost us the game. And when they threw the kitchen sink, we couldn't respond. We were pained, and it's just very. It's not what a big side should do. I think if that was Man City and they were being dominated, they would have made some changes and the game would have been equal again. But as United, you look at that bench and you have youngsters like Elanga, you have youngsters like Pellistri who are not experienced enough, and Ten Hag doesn't fancy them. So yeah, I think it's a very disappointing result, to be fair. Very disappointing result. I did not really wish to be in this position today, but I sensed it coming. I sensed that against a good team we might struggle, and you saw in the last 30 minutes we struggled, and that's not good enough. You can't play well for 60 minutes and just fade away for the last 30 minutes. As a good team, you should be playing for a full 90 minutes, and you should be up for it, and you should play well. So yeah, disappointing result today. Arsenal just beating Manchester United, and deservedly so, actually. Even though United gave them a game in the first half, I think, and but it's a deserved win for Arsenal. I think right now they might be in consideration of winning the league. They have 50 points and we're halfway through the season, so yeah, let's see what Arsenal will do in the second half of the season. But they deserve the win, and United is just disappointing. I do not want to really be angry and rant every time, but I can just call out what is not good enough. I was angry during the game. I was angry at some of the decisions that the players were making and also some of the referee decisions. But we can't cry about the referee forever. I mean, we can't cry about that referee forever. So, yeah, disappointing game. And hopefully this will not mess up their minds, which I think it will. For me, I just have a feeling this will mess up their minds because I've seen Manchester United teams before after a bad defeat. Not really a bad defeat, but after a defeat which is so important to the season, or a defeat which would have been important to a title race, because I'm a Manchester United fan and I demand high standards. But for a defeat of this nature, I think it might have a mess up on their minds. And I've said I'm not taking away that we have progress. All I want to do is win, and that's the mentality we should have. So let's just watch the space over the next few weeks.